Hey, Leo. La 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 la. La 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 la. La la la. Good evening, Katie. Katie. No, no, Leo, I did. Sundays tend to be my days of not doing things. So I was very much laying on the couch most of the day sleeping or being relaxed. Hello. What's up? Well, what happened? I'm waiting for someone to redeem it. I promise you're going to get one tonight. You're okay. I was curious. Someone is here. All right, where's the baby goat? Where is this baby goat? Motherfuck. I am looking for inspiration, for the record. No. Ah, there's the baby goat. There's our baby goat. Yep, we're gonna be doing some rounds. Rabbit is white. Okay, I can work with that. I can work with that. What's up, sweetie? How are you? What do you mean round? I know I'm trying new things tonight to see if I can get the color to balance out. I still love you. I'm sure someone has enough points, Solitaire. Someone has enough points. If someone doesn't redeem it by the break, I will. But after the first ad break, I'll redeem it. I think our Fluffy Fox boy is going to be considered. Oh, no, that's for dang sure. Uh, Hi! Look at you get that big stretch in. Yes, who's got that big stretch in? Need browns and creams. And we push the go live button. Right now, Catcher does not want to hang out the way she's supposed to, so she's hanging out behind the desk, not on camera. I wanted to wait. Currently adding resin bits to bases and trimming. Sounds like fun. I think tonight's goal is going to be to work on this baby goat a little bit and get them squared away. Work on base coating our rabbit and our koala, maybe, and go from there. I modified some things on the stream side, and I don't know how they translate. If you guys notice anything, let me know. Please and thank you. I modified some bit rates and stuff like that to hopefully avoid video encoding errors, but we'll see. We'll see. And maybe this other camera won't die as much. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. A bit of black. Gray. Brown. More brown than I probably need, but it's there. Teal. And a purple. Uh, um, so did I take it you finally figured out your printing issue, Solitaire? That's good. Mostly figured out is mostly good, as they say. Sorry, I forgot to push the blue sky post. All right, so corporate painty story for the record. One day we're on a call. Hold on, not done yet. I need to mix this up. and we were talking about uh, something that we needed to do for a project. I forget what it was. Doesn't matter. I said, and I quote, Leo, just so you're aware, we need to be specifically non-specific. A structural engineer then turned around and goes, you win the award for today, which is specifically non-specific. Sometimes when we're dealing with project stuff or project related stuff, people will get very specific about something, and I'll say, just be specifically non-specific, and don't be like, tell me everything under the sun. Just tell me one of them. It's a way to be vague about things without having to be overly correct. So mostly is sometimes a good thing. But how are you doing today, Leo? Have a good day.
Laden Rosses would like to give Catu a treat.
See, I knew it. I knew it was coming. I knew it was coming. I was prepared. All right, Layden, you ready? You ready? Are you ready? Do you think she was ready? That, ladies and gentlemen, is what a cat treat looks like. And I was prepared. I already had the treat up here and ready. This is a baby goat. I'm working on getting the colors blocked in. And I just realized I need a green. I need a green for this teal. Hi, lady. Have fun. Make sure you drink water. Now, what kind of shoe are you going to throw at her, Leo? Sorry, Lotus. You missed it by like 5 minutes, like 2 minutes. Uh, that's, oh, I didn't know if it was going to be like a men's work boot. I'm sorry, Lotus. Next time, I'll make sure to wait just a little bit more. Layden was very, very aggressive at getting the treat redeemed. The YouTube VOD has it up there. Oh, it's a flip flop? Excellent. No, no, it does not, Solo. No, it does not. Though, if you cheer 25 in my stream, Lotus, or not, Solo, you can use text to speech. Just as a FYI. Should be working. Though, if you abuse it and it becomes a problem, I will turn it off. that thing's so freaking small. It's gonna drive me crazy. How was your day, Lotus?
Catma, here kitty kitty.
Woo! First part of. Did you like run the print overnight and feel really happy about it? Ooh, that's good. Once upon a time, when I had my previous partner that I was running the smoker and we were doing D&D parties with, we were doing brisket for the party. So I started the brisket overnight. It's the first time I'd ever done an overnight cook. Did the overnight cook, and she goes, I think he came down and thought there was like Christmas morning because it's like check the smoker to see how the brisket was doing. It was amazing, by the way. Uh-oh. She's locked on to the other cat in the yard. She is now staring her down upon her perch. Good evening, Hellgrat. How fares you, Hellgrat? This guy is so freaking tiny. It's so funny. Hello, Pat Spence. How are you? I'm doing all right. I got my long walk in today. Did a nap on the couch. Got my laundry done. Had tacos. Feeling good. Got to get my stream up and running. I'm not noticing any video coding errors, so maybe I resolved it. Maybe it was just as simple as a driver update. Let's see. We shall, in fact, see. Five hours on Solitaire's print. We'll see how it comes out tomorrow. Got some Gerudo Valley going. The banger of a night. This guy's really tiny. I'm trying to get the colors based on them so the camera will chill out just a little bit, but it's that's how you say not a working in my favor. Which one did you go with? Airbrush, that is. I have the Reaper Vex, I have an Iwata. I started out on a Master Series airbrush from Amazon. And I'll be honest with you, for what I was using it for, it was a phenomenal airbrush. Harder C-Back Ultra. That's awesome. How do you like it? That's good. That's good. I Most airbrushes tend to be pretty easy to use. Sometimes it's just we get so lost in how to set things up that it can be a lot of overwhelming. I was using the Master Series for a long time from Amazon, and then I bought the Iwata, and then after I bought the Iwata, I bought a Reaper Vex because it has two different needle sizes that you can utilize in it, with a thicker needle and a thinner needle. I never used the thinner needle, so um, a really good resource to look at sometimes on for something like that is Aaron Lovejoy. You may end up joining the cult of the 40 psi, but he's a pretty good painter. He's a pretty good painter. Kind of knows his stuff a little bit. I didn't slide on too high. Yes, I did. Yeah, that should help. Thank you for that shirt, Solitaire. Oh. Leo, you have a great night. Thank you for stopping in. A little demonic right now. I'll be okay. Be safe, Silva. Thank you for the lurk. It's rough. Maybe it'll help the color balance out a little bit. You okay, sweetie? You're okay. I promise you're okay. Dreams again? Yeah. Yeah. I believe the issue was them drivers not being updated. Maybe I have to say thank you to Visit, but we know we will never say that. We're not. We're not. We're not. I said it incorrectly. I the moment it left my mouth, I realized I said the wrong thing. We never think that. We never think Visit. Green is never a creative color, and we never think Visit. What was close? Us was close. Curious, yes. Yeah, you're right. You're right. Yeah, you're wrong. You're right. Locked in these still browse. I'll get out. Jeez. Get something on this figure that will help it track what I want it to track, but it's being non-friendly for a second. Welcome back. I am finishing off my blueberry tea. Blueberry and hibiscus. Very naughty. Very tasty. Oh, black nose. Could be black. Yeah, Dolph Lundgren was the original He-Man in the movies. Um, the Netflix series was a return to that bodybuilder style. Oh, when Kevin Smith re-engaged on Netflix, he wanted to bring back that '80s questionable style. He was. He was pre-Xena. So a lot of God, that movie was so bad and so just not jiving because it didn't mix with anything in the stories. Like the movie had a crisis of understanding. That's a lot better for him. Still blowing the white out. Still blowing the white out, but not much I can do about it with the equipment that I have. Um, so last night's conversation was a little bit geared towards the original. So the original 1980s cartoon that had He-Man in it just uh it failed in a couple of different ways, or the story never ended with like a solid what happens at the end of it all kind of deal. Like there was never a real conclusion to it all. So I guess Kevin Smith wrote a couple of like some things about it, and then all of a sudden they redid. Netflix picked up the rights to do an animated He-Man. So they returned back to the 1980s like muscle men style. Uh, which was a really good He-Man. Like that show was really good. Like I remember watching it and going, I really like this. Mark Hamill was Skeletor, which was phenomenal. Um, I don't like him that way. I don't like him that way. Like the whole how it came about, kind of like the arguments of it. Uh, like it was actually a really interesting story. And it's really good because it was 30-minute episodes. Or use my brush. It's much better, but not perfect. Yeah, he's in. Oops. I know Lady Gaga's in it. She make her appearance yet? Yeah, yeah. Nope, don't like that, Mark. I don't like that at all. I instantly don't like that. Part two. Give me one. Give me one run. There's no need to do a mid-season break. That's BS. Are you serious? Eccleston's returning to the Doctor Who series? Eccleston was fucking pissed. Like, it's well documented. He didn't want to be the Doctor because he was tired of people. Oh, he's tired of like the what's the word I'm looking for? The um he didn't like the culture around it. Eh, it was a culture thing, Mark. It wasn't a money thing. He just didn't like some of the culture around Doctor Who, or was the writer at the time, um, which would feed into the culture. So yeah, that's one heck of a frickin' paycheck. Because I mean, he was genuinely upset with like the culture around Doctor Who. He always said he wanted to do more, but he didn't like the culture, so he got the F out. And that's when they brought Tennant in. Which, I mean, it's fine, but at the same time, it's. So, are you going to go see the new movie with Matt Smith in it, where he's a Euro whatever? Yeah. Eccleston was a great doctor. There's no doubting that. Like, I like Eccleston's take on the doctor. Um, I know a lot of people refer to him as Smiley when talking about him. I I fell in love with Smith. I enjoyed his time as the Doctor. But then again, I also knew my time of watching Doctor Who was coming to an end. I liked Capaldi, but he wasn't my favorite. Yeah. There so I saw some of his movies and I'm just like, you're just like they were okay. Like he did the Terminator movie and I'm like, that was such a uneventful piece of it for me. Because I specifically saw Terminator Salvation for Matt Smith. And by God, I was disappointed in that movie. I say by my word. Honestly, Helgrat, you'd have to point him out to me. I did not watch House of Dragon, though he did. Rumor has it he like killed the. He was like amazing at his role as Aegon or whoever he was, or Egon. You'd have to point him out to me in Dune. That's how unmemorable he was in that movie compared to everything else that was going on. Yes, I heard he played it well. I kind of was burned out about the Game of Thrones stuff, and I didn't want to watch it, so I'm like, I'm not getting into it. So, um, so ads are gonna fire up. That's part of the stick of Doctor Who, honestly, is they like to find unknown actors for the Doctor. Um, Before Tennant had taken off in America, nobody knew him until he took the role of the Doctor. Eccleston had been in some things, but he just wasn't all that great in those things. So, where I remember Eccleston in Gone to 60 Seconds with Nicolas Cage. He was the bad guy. Yeah, that's the point. Is that he wanted to break over into are you on ads, Helga? He wasn't Jessica Jones. He was a good actor in that too. Tenant. I was thinking so. I well, I know. I'm having troubles remembering things sometimes. Um, when it comes to my favorite actors, because it's just so much has come out with them in such great roles. Like Tenet was one of the primary reasons why I watched Jessica Jones. Or I was watching it because it was a Marvel show, but when David Tennant took the stage and he did that role, holy cow, he committed and did that role. It was, oh lordy. Yeah. So the part about Tenet that like everybody's like, I mean, so Tenet didn't nepo it up. He when he came to the stage and he did that role, he did that role. He was like, "Excuse me, let me kick down this door really quick." Yep. And the ad break is over. But that was kind of the idea behind Doctor Who to to some degree Helgrad is they always wanted to find relatively unknown actors to take on the role. Um, they thought it would help bolster some things and keep, the Doctor fresh. Because now the problem that they're having is that everyone that's coming up for, um, everybody's seen Doctor Who. Like, people grow up watching Doctor Who in British TV, so everybody gets to have like their take on it, do their meld on it, do like all of the different pieces of it. I think it was in an interview with Matt Smith. He was like, "Oh, I wanted to be a physical doctor again rather than a thinking doctor." So that's kind of why a lot of him was always like physically doing something and not relying so much on other things. And then, their portrayal of kind of like the effects of the war was really interesting. Because, Capaldi was good. The attitude that he took wasn't always the fun attitude. And he wasn't looking for fun. He was always like way too serious. But when they introduced Missy, it was fun. I I don't mind that. Because that's part of the problem that everybody gets like frustrated about. Like going to Reddit and looking up the Doctor Who subreddit. Oh my god, that can be so hilarious. Oh my god, that's so hilarious. I liked him. He was good. I liked Eyebrows. I liked Missy. I had no issue with the female master. I thought it was cool. The ending and the weird obsession with Clara and Billy, it was a little odd, but it was a good he had a good run. I still remember his quotes pretty epically. Because, one of the more favorite moments that I had of Capaldi is when he said, "Always be kind, never be cruel." And it was like one of the things that he was like mantraed throughout the series. But he wasn't adventure focused. He was serious focused for a lot of episodes. And it's just like, okay. Because when they brought on the girl that played Arya Stark and they were doing that line with the Viking lady that lived forever, that was fun. Sometimes it feels like he was missing like an adventure bone or something. Me? What about me? What about Shmi? But yeah. Ah, that was her name. Yes, you are correct. Me. Because there was I thought that was kind of fun when they like weaved her through the entirety of the story. I always enjoy those kinds of stories because they seem to be kind of fun to see how the relationship builds out. The Did you ever watch Sandman on Netflix, Belgrade? That season, the episode where they were doing the joke of the guy that wanted to live forever, and he kept like going back to the bar to meet the guy, That episode was so fun to watch. I love those kinds of stories from time to time, and it's just impressive to see the defiance that happens with it. Because that was kind of what Mia's problem was, is that she could never, like, finally that's the point where yeah. Um because I mean, when the doctor finally confronted her, he's like, "Hey, you're not meant to live alone. You have to find somebody to live with." Yeah. And that's part of what yeah. And that's kind of one of the reasons why I think I like those stories sometimes, is that it's more of the defiance of the rule than it's the acceptance of the rule, if that makes sense. Because in the Sandman version of it, he'd gone through pain and anguish and all of that kind of stuff. But then he's like, I still love being alive. Even through all of the pain, even through all of the anguish, I am, you know, I'm still enjoying my time because it's a new world every day. So for me, those kinds of stories are always fun to see. And if they get to become villains later on, how they portray the villainy is kind of interesting too. I don't know if you ever watched Justice League, the animated series, where Superman got kind of sent back in time or sent forward in time, sort of deal. And he had to work with Vandal Savage to get back to his time. That was a very interesting storyline. I found it interesting. I thought they're supposed to be doing a Cable movie or something with Cable. I know he's not done in the series. If I remember correctly. Oh. That's a shame, but also not overly surprising that I got canned. It's hard because how do you tell a story? Like, there are some people that learn that you can't really tell stories inside of stories. It doesn't work that well anymore. Some of the challenges of Deadpool, like the only story that's actually worked that's fit in between or for something was Rogue One, and to my like knowledge, and it's bare like it barely worked. The movie Rogue One. So the Rogue One ended right as Vader's boarding the ship and misses it. But as a Star Wars story that fits within the universe, you're not the only one, Helga. Good evening, Malty. Yeah, the movie was really good, and people can remember and talk about it. The problem is that Disney tried to recreate that in the series, and it's just not working. It's not working at all. Um, the series just misses the mark completely. How fares you, Malty? So the Andor series is about Andor specifically becoming Andor. So it's set in a time right before, like, nobody knows about the Death Star yet. One second. Um, so Andor is becoming who Andor is in the series, and it's kind of like his motivation for being who he is, sort of deal. But the Malty, do we need to have like a conversation about hobby knife safety. Uh, but the problem is that you don't have like the Han Solo movie. It it was good and bad at the same time. It's just one of those that you can't recreate it with until I lost 4 fingers. Tell you what, they weren't dots my eyes and weren't close got done. I'm kind of tired of painting on them, to be honest with you. Okay. No, he's fine. Me and Hellgrouter were just talking about Star Wars. Lack of failure that we have with some of our TV shows. Aside from the unexpected wound, how was your night? I mean, technically it is a dead franchise at this point. D&D Idol Champions. Gotcha. Yay! That's fun. I was thinking about doing some hobbying after my walk, but I got home, sat on the couch, looked at the kitty, hung out for a few minutes, and the next thing you know, it's 3:30. No, it's not. Okay, Multi, be safe. Awesome. How does it feel to say you're done with your first bust? A long time. Oh, so close to finishing it. So close to finishing. Sorry. I misread what you said. That's my fault. Still feels good though, doesn't it? To be that close to finishing something. No, 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 no. Please don't. Hello, sweetie. How are you? Love you. Currently sharing part of my hobby space with Patra. That's good. I mean, my ReaperCon entries, they were, um, I think Puss in Boots was pushing 40, 60 hours. And then Galen's pushing 40, 50 hours as well. No, I'm sorry, 80 hours. 80 hours. So if I assume the average stream time was like, oh, well, so that's what me and Visit were talking about last night a little bit is it's hard not to do what you just did, which is compare yourself to others. Nothing wrong with that. It's just more of the my paint job isn't better than yours. It's just I've had more practice. Navarro, hello. We have the kitty on the desk for a few moments. Navarro. Sorry. That's one of the reasons why I have the bot say text to speech so I can hear the person's name enunciated. You say that, but then you'll end up doing non-metallic metal again and you'll be like, son of it's one of those that I I started doing it and pushing myself to do it more so I could get the practice to break that mindset that you have right now. Personally, I found it's better to keep trying than it is to pass on it. Um, Give me a second. So, for reference, Helgrat, this is a pumpkin night that I did 24-ish. Um, 23, 24. And it's a lot better than most of my attempts had been. This is my Miniko bust, where the non-metallic steel piece right here, I'm still not happy with it. The gold, I'm kind of chill with and okay with. But her steel pieces and or her iron pieces, I guess you would say, I don't, they look a lot better here than they do on here. Hello, sweetie. And then this is the Catherine Wapple miniature that I painted up. That I felt a little bit better about what I had done. Or, you know, the terribleness that I did on this battle axe. So I got the front half, but I forgot about the back half. Hello, sweetie. How are you? I just like keeping up with it. I'm doing okay, Nay. Catcher wants some attention right now. So any pops to the mic, I'm sorry, it's her. Hi. How are you? Yeah. Raging! Hello, mate. Hi. Hello. Um, excuse me. Excuse me. Not right there, sweetie. Not right there. Hello. Okay. Okay, you can hang out on my shoulder. Um, so those are your nails in my shoulder blade, my love. Please no. You get off? Please. Please. You get down. Your claws are super sharp, my love. Okay. Um, so it depends on the show, Nay. Um, ReaperCon is an open format and much smaller, so it'll be a lot easier to get feedback from people. I kind of know the feedback that I'm going to get, or what I think I'm going to get, so the I'm curious to see how I do. If I do Adepticon next year, I will see how that plays out. To be honest with you. Take a look. And if you want to, Helgrat, enter. Enter and see what happens. Don't go for gold. I mean... well, that would be a problem, Dave Arrow. Yeah, that would be a problem. You are correct. That's a lot of effort. I'm curious. So apparently I missed it, but Reddit sometimes does a miniature painting challenge on their mini painting community. And apparently I'm missing it, or I'm just not in tune with it. But that's not an accurate gauge of anything either. It's very much a popularity contest. Um, Froggy. I almost read that as Contra in Poland. I'm like, that would be weird. Those two aside. We're going to get our hair and start on it. Hopefully it's not going to be as frustrating to paint. Since I am done with this, I can find lots. How far is SMC from you? Nay. SMC. I know Tyson, Jace were going to it, or Tice was considering going to it, and he's Danish. It's all good. If I remember the website, I'll find it. Um, that would have been Dutch, so Netherlands sort of deal. This has been a while. $1,000. I think that's the one they were talking about. Scale model challenge. I believe that's the one Tice was talking about. Not much, Antifreeze. How you doing? Just working on a little bit of a rabbit right now. I did some pulled pork this weekend for dinner, so that was good. Got me some country style ribs, smoked them up. Got it over some rice and lentils too. It's delicious. I was trying to remember where it was at. I only ever knew the acronym that Tice was saying, so I had to search it for it myself. I believe Tice is entering one of his demon models in there, or his demon bus. And I don't know when and if that's coming. I don't think it's happened yet. SMC. What were you planning on entering there? And you're still planning on going, aren't you? Nevero was talking about entering a competition, and I knew that one was coming up. Awesome. I'll be glad when I'm done painting these heroes, by the way. See, I do pay attention. Just sometimes I'm forgetful. I know. I know. It's just some people seem to think I don't. Ba-da-ba-da-ba. Sir, this is what emotional damage looks like on a palette. And the other thing I'm dealing with is my freaking camera settings are jacked up right now somehow. I don't know how to fix it. Because now it's actually being extra problematic for me. One second. That's going to be a restart problem tomorrow. It's just something to keep in mind. It's always fun to go and hang out and see other things too. Like one of the things I found out is later this year's um, Fabrizio is teaching a class in Las Vegas. I won't be able to go to it this year, but I would like to go to see one of his classes. Really? They're expecting that many entries? $2,500 entries. It's fair to say that there was an entry or two. Yeah. It's more of an open format too, probably, which will give you a lot more opportunity to get feedback from from the judges. Open formats are better than Golden Demon. Come at me, bro. Hi. No. Can you wait? Can you wait like 2 more minutes? Be safe, Dice. I need to start getting my raid out anyway. Going on. Biscuit, I missed the ad. Bum, bum. Okay, welcome back from the ad break. Nate! Unfortunately, you caught me right at the end. We're going to start a raid up. The Unhinged Feral and the Runic Raccoon Clan. Thank you so much for hanging out with me tonight. I got so sidetracked at the last few minutes that I was unable to track that last ad break. I'm so sorry. Blades, I look forward to seeing it, and I look forward to hearing the story of Paint Club. So maybe tomorrow. Be safe, love each other, and have a great Monday.